Grace be unto you and peace from God our Father and from the Lord Jesus Christ. I was glad when they said to me, let us go into the house of the Lord. And this is Dot, and she's just sort of chilling out on this Saturday afternoon. And I'm Father Steve Sellers, and this is a brief daily message of hope. And just getting ready in just a few moments to go say the Vigil Mass on this weekend, the 17th Sunday in Ordinary Time. And we have in front of us this weekend the great story from John chapter 6 of Jesus' multiplication of the loaves and fishes in order that he could feed 5,000 families and maybe as many as 17,000, 18,000 people. People have wondered. Matthew's interpretation of this wonderful story says that the 5,000 were men and not counting the women. And so there are those who said, well, since it was very close to the Passover festival, there were probably some women in the crowd too, and wives and maybe children. One of the commentators I looked at said there could have been 20,000 people there. And they showed up. The apostles had just come back from their missionary journey that Jesus had sent them out on 2 by 2, and they were reporting to him all that they had done in his name. They had done healings, and they had cured sick people. They had cast out demons, and they were excited to tell Jesus about it. And as they were telling him, the crowds followed them, and Jesus realized that they needed some time alone. So he took his apostles to the other side of the Sea of Galilee, probably up near Bethsaida, which is actually mentioned in Mark's account of this story. We're reading John chapter 6's account at Mass this weekend. And when the people got there, Jesus began to heal and to teach and to console and to cast out demons and to provide words of hope and power to people who were desperate. And they were in a deserted place, and they were getting worried about, as the day drew longer, what the people would eat. And interestingly enough, in 2 of the gospel accounts, in Matthew and Mark, the apostles tell Jesus, send these people away, so they can go get supplies for themselves and food. And Jesus responds by saying, you don't have to send them away. You give them something to eat. And so the apostles went searching among the crowd to see what they had. And ultimately they came back, and Andrew, the brother of Simon Peter, says, we have a little boy here who brought a sack lunch with him. 5 little barley loaves of bread and a couple of salted fish. But what is this among so many? And then all of the accounts of this story are clear that Jesus says, bring them to me. And so the little boy handed over his sack lunch to Jesus, his full entire provision. And Jesus took it, he blessed it, he broke it, and he gave it to the apostles, and they fed the entire multitude. So much so that everyone ate until they were satisfied. And they took up 12 hampers, wicker baskets full of leftovers, so that none would be wasted or lost. And so we see directly in this story into the heart of Jesus, who is capable of meeting even the heaviest burdens and needs that we have. There's a myth about our faith that God never brings us more than we can handle. Well, that's not true. More than we can handle by ourselves, but with him, all things are possible. And so the big lesson for me in this is to keep my eyes focused on Jesus and look full into his beautiful face. He is the answer. He is our focus. And he is the one who can address those needs that are overwhelming in our lives. And just know that he loves you. I hope you have a blessed rest of the day today. And I'll be at Mass at 4 o'clock today. And I'll be saying the 11 a.m. Mass tomorrow. And have a blessed weekend.